stop exactly where you are and listen closely to the resonance of these words, because what is happening right now is not a product of random chance or digital algorithms. You did not stumble upon this message by accident, and it is not a coincidence that you are engaging with this frequency at this precise second in your timeline. You are here because the quantum field itself has orchestrated this intersection. There is a magnetic pull, a deep and invisible intelligence that moves behind the scenes of your reality, and it has guided you here to confirm something you have suspected for a very long time, but perhaps lacked the language to articulate. You have been selected. This is not a selection made by human authorities or societal institutions, but a direct, energetic recognition by the universe itself to place you among the vanguard of consciousnesses capable of navigating the massive shift approaching in the years 2025 and 2026. We are standing on the precipice of a monumental evolutionary event, a quantum transition that will redefine the very fabric of how we experience reality between the years 2025 and 2026. This is not a standard historical shift. It is a fundamental reorganization of the collective frequency. However, you must understand immediately that this transition is not a uniform event that will be experienced identically by every soul on the planet. It is highly selective. The universe is currently in a process of sorting, identifying specific frequencies, and choosing those who possess the energetic fortitude and the spiritual readiness to act as living anchors during this turbulent metamorphosis. While the masses may experience this period unconsciously, swept away by the tides of change, you have been tapped to experience it with eyes wide open, fully conscious and fully aware. Can you feel the weight of that truth settling into your bones right now? There is a strange, vibrating familiarity arising within you as you process this concept, a profound sense of recognition that whispers, "Yes, this is what I have been waiting for." Do not mistake this feeling for mere excitement or wishful thinking. What you are feeling is quantum validation. It is your own soul recognizing the call it answered before you even took a breath in this life. Your internal guidance system is lighting up because it knows you have already been chosen. Until this very moment, you may have wandered through life feeling out of place, lacking a framework to explain why you have always felt so fundamentally different from those around you. You have wondered why your path has been so arduous, why your lessons have been so intense, and why your journey has felt accelerated beyond the norm. Now the veil is lifted. You were not lost. You were being trained. You were being forged in the fires of intensity to be ready for the horizon of 2025. The intelligence of the quantum field does not roll dice. It does not make mistakes, and it does not choose at random. This selection process is rigorous, based on precise energetic criteria to determine which vessels of consciousness have the structural integrity to hold the immense, high-frequency light of the transition without shattering. The reality is that not everyone is built to maintain coherence when the external world begins to reorganize. Not every mind can navigate the dissolving of old paradigms without losing their footing, and not every heart can hold the frequency of the new earth while the old patterns crumble into dust. But you can. You are here because you possess that rare capacity. Look back at the trajectory of your life with this new lens. Think about the impossible battles you have survived. Reflect on the breakdowns that brought you to your knees, the moments where it felt as though your entire world was ending, and yet, miraculously, you did not break. Consider the dark nights of the soul that stretched on for agonizing months or even years, where you walked through the valley of shadows and emerged on the other side, transformed. Think of the times your reality was shattered, stripping you of all certainty, forcing you to learn how to function in the void of the unknown. Remember the profound isolation, the feeling of being separated from the herd, which forced you to find your own sovereignty and independence. We need to reframe your entire history right now. None of those experiences were accidents, and none of them were punishments inflicted by a cruel universe. Every tear, every loss, every moment of solitude was part of a deliberate and intense training curriculum. You were being evaluated. The quantum field needed to verify your strength. It needed to ask, can this consciousness withstand the pressure of evolution? Can this soul maintain its center when the world spins out of control? Can this being navigate without needing validation from the outside world? Can this vessel hold the blinding light of truth without bypassing the necessary work of the shadow? You have answered those questions with your life. You have proven that you can evolve rapidly without fragmenting. You have demonstrated the resilience required for this mission. That is why the field selected you, and that is why you are receiving this activation code at this exact moment. If this resonates with your spirit, declare your readiness. Let the universe know you hear the call. You did not appoint yourself to this role. The field recognized your capacity and appointed you. By acknowledging this selection, you flip the switch from dormant potential to active duty, consciously stepping into your role in the coming transition. Before we dive into the specific mechanics of what the years 2025 and 2026 will bring, we must validate the signs that have been appearing in your life. For months, or perhaps even years, you have been receiving subtle signals confirming that you are destined for something of massive significance. You may have lacked the vocabulary to describe it, but the feeling has been undeniable. One of the primary indicators has been a growing sense of detachment from consensus reality. This is not an alienation born of arrogance, but a separation born of frequency. The things that the masses chase, status, material obsession, superficial drama, have begun to feel hollow and meaningless to you. Conversations that used to entertain you now feel draining and superficial. The societal systems that everyone else accepts as normal now appear to you as obviously broken and obsolete. Do not judge yourself for this shift. This is not you becoming critical or negative. This is your vibration rising above the bandwidth of the collective consensus. The quantum field has been deliberately distancing you from lower density frequencies so that you can stabilize in a higher octave of existence. This isolation was not a rejection. It was a protective measure to confirm your selection. Furthermore, pay attention to your sleep state. You have likely been experiencing intense activity during your dream time, waking up consistently at 3 o'clock in the morning, having dreams that feel more vivid and real than your waking life, or waking up with the sensation that you have been in a classroom receiving downloads and codes. Your consciousness is being upgraded while your rational mind is offline, bypassing your ego's resistance to change. This is the method the field uses to prepare its selected anchors, transmitting data directly into the subconscious. You have also likely noticed glitches in the matrix, timeline shifts and reality inconsistencies. You might have memories of events that do not match the historical record or the memories of those around you. These are often dismissed as false memories, but for you, they are evidence of timeline bleeding. You are being prepared to perceive and navigate multiple timelines simultaneously, a skill that will be essential during the transition. The field has been giving you a preview of the fluidity of reality, showing you that the solid world is not as fixed as it seems. Beyond the physical signs, there has been a deep, unshakable knowing within you. It is a quiet, intuitive thunder that tells you something massive is on the horizon and that you have a specific, crucial part to play in it. This is not logical deduction. It is direct, cellular recognition. You could not explain it to a skeptic, but you know it is true. This is quantum-level information access. The field was confirming your purpose long before your mind could comprehend it. And then there is the synchronicity. It has ceased to be an occasional occurrence and has become your primary navigation system. You see repeating numbers everywhere: 1111, 333, 444. Information comes to you from 3 different sources in the same day. The timing of your life has become orchestrated with a precision that defies statistical probability. You find yourself questioning if you are manifesting this or if it is being scripted for you, and the answer is both. The field uses synchronicity to guide its selected agents, and your awareness of these signs only amplifies their power. You have felt magnetically pulled toward specific books, subjects, or teachers that accelerated your growth at warp speed. These were not random interests. They were the curriculum for your next level of development. The field guided you to the exact resources you needed to complete your preparation. Ultimately, the fact that these words are finding you now is the final seal of confirmation. The quantum field operates on divine timing. It does not deliver information to a consciousness before that consciousness is ready to receive it. You are reading this because your readiness has peaked. The transition of 2025 and 2026 requires you. Every single challenge, every joy, every heartbreak, and every moment of stillness you have experienced up until this second was the prologue. You are now standing at the threshold of the main event. We must now completely rewrite the narrative of your past through the lens of this quantum selection. You need to understand that every difficulty you faced was a stress test for your soul, evaluating your capacity to hold the anchor frequency during the coming shift. Let us look at the first test, the test of maintaining coherence during destabilization. When your relationships ended, when your career paths crumbled, when your identity dissolved, those were simulations. The universe was watching to see if you could maintain your internal stability when the external structures collapsed. Most people fragment when their outer world shakes. You did not. You found a way to source your safety from within. This proved that you can be a pillar of stability when the collective reality begins to shake. Consider the second test, functioning in uncertainty. Remember the periods of fog where nothing made sense and you had no direction. Those times were testing if you require certainty to function. Most consciousnesses are addicted to knowing why and when. You, however, learn to navigate by feeling, moving forward even in the dark. This skill is critical because you will be guiding others through a transition where the path is not yet visible. You proved you can walk in faith without sight. Then there was the test of release. You have lost people, places, and things you held dear. These losses were testing your ability to let go when a cycle is complete. The transition we are entering is a continuous process of death and rebirth, of old patterns dissolving to make way for the new. You demonstrated that you can release your grip even when it is painful, allowing the flow of evolution to move through you. This non-attachment is a superpower for what is coming. We must also honor the test of shadow integration. You have faced your own darkness. You have sat with despair, depression, and the existential void. While others bypass these feelings with toxic positivity, you went into the depths and integrated those shadows. This is vital. To hold the high frequencies of the transition, you must be a clear vessel, and that means you cannot be afraid of the dark. You proved you can transmute lead into gold within your own psyche. The fifth test was rapid evolution. Have you noticed how you seem to outgrow versions of yourself every few months? Your consciousness expands faster than your physical reality can keep up. This was a test of your agility, checking if you can evolve at quantum speeds without losing your grounding. The coming years will move fast, and you have proven you can surf the wave rather than be crushed by it. The sixth test was standing in your truth without consensus. You learned to trust your inner knowing even when no one else agreed with you, even when you were the only one seeing the truth. Most people need the herd to feel safe. You learned to be a wolf. This independence is non-negotiable for an anchor, as you will need to hold the frequency of the new earth before it is visible to the masses. Finally, the test of service without applause. You have given of yourself, held space for others, and helped in silence without asking for rewards or recognition. This purity of intent was the final exam. The transition requires servants who do not need their egos stroked, who serve for the sake of the whole. You passed. You may not have been perfect, but you were sufficient. The field does not demand perfection, it demands capacity. You have demonstrated repeatedly that you can handle the intensity that would crush an uninitiated soul. You are ready. Something profound and irreversible is shifting within your energy field at this precise second. This is not a metaphor. This is not poetic language designed to make you feel good. This is a literal, physiological, and energetic event taking place within your biology. As your conscious mind begins to accept the reality of your selection, as you allow the truth of these words to penetrate the layers of your doubt, your frequency is actively modulating to match the cosmic role you're about to assume. Can you sense the subtle electricity moving through you? Pay close attention to the quality of sensation currently navigating your nervous system. There is an activation sequence initiating. You might feel it as a sudden, unexplained heat rising up the column of your spine, a magnetic pressure building in the center of your forehead or at the crown of your head, or perhaps a vibration humming in the palms of your hands and the center of your chest. These are not random bodily functions. This is the physical evidence of quantum activation. Your bioenergetic circuitry is coming online at the voltage required for the transition. The moment you recognize your selection, the activation triggers. This is the mechanism of the quantum field. It does not force a dormant consciousness into service against its will. It waits. It waits for the signal of readiness. It waits for you to look at the signs and say, "I understand." The moment that recognition clicks into place, the dormant codes that have been sleeping in your DNA unravel and ignite. You have carried the capacity to anchor this transition within you for your entire life, encoded in the very marrow of your being, but it could not fully activate until you consciously validated it. Now, the lock is turning. Take a deep, conscious breath right now. Pull the air deep into your lungs, and as you exhale, feel your presence expanding. You are not just a physical body occupying a chair. You are a vast field of intelligence. As you breathe, visualize your energetic boundaries pushing outward, dissolving the perceived limits of your skin. Most human beings walk through this world with an energy field that extends only a few feet around their physical vessel, a small bubble of influence. But the selected anchors, you, are developing fields that defy this convention. Your field is growing to extend hundreds of feet, perhaps even miles, radiating outward like a massive, invisible tower of light. This expansion is not for your vanity, it is a functional necessity. This expanded territory creates a zone of coherence, a sanctuary of stability, where others can unconsciously find their balance simply by being near you. This is the physics of resonance. But before we journey deeper into the specific mechanics of the years 2025 and 2026, we must address the nature of this calling. You must understand that this selection comes with a heavy and sacred responsibility. It is not a badge of honor to wave around. It is not a reward for being a good person. It is a function. You were not chosen because you are special in the way the ego wants to be special. You were chosen because the transition requires a specific mathematical number of coherent anchors distributed across the planetary grid, and you demonstrated the structural integrity to hold that post. Accepting this truth is the key that turns the engine on. However, there is likely a voice in the back of your head right now, whispering resistance. It says, "I am not ready. I am not qualified. I am still broken. I am still healing my own trauma. How can I possibly anchor the world when I can barely anchor myself?" Listen to me closely. That voice is a liar. That is the voice of the survival ego trying to maintain control by claiming inadequacy. The quantum field does not select based on your ego's self-assessment or your perceived perfection. It selects based on demonstrated frequency capacity. Your frequency has already qualified you, regardless of what your insecurities are telling you. The field sees what you are capable of holding, not the cracks you think define you. In fact, the cracks are often where the light enters. I want to share a personal experience with you. Something that happened 2 years ago, because it mirrors exactly what you might be feeling right now. I want you to see that your doubts are part of the initiation. 2 years ago, I received the undeniable confirmation of my own selection for this quantum transition. I was sitting in deep meditation, but my life outside of that silence was a catastrophe. I had spent months feeling increasingly isolated, cut off from the world I used to know. My relationships had evaporated, my career had imploded into dust, and my entire sense of identity had dissolved. I sat there questioning my sanity, wondering if I had made terrible mistakes, if I was a failure who had destroyed his own life through poor judgment. The weight of that shame was crushing. And then, in the stillness, the shift happened. I did not hear a booming voice from the clouds. I did not see a burning bush. It was a direct download of pure information, a packet of knowing that landed in my consciousness fully formed. The message was crystal clear. You were not making mistakes. You were being cleared. It hit me with the force of a tidal wave. Everything that had fallen away was supposed to fall away. The relationships, the jobs, the identities, they were incompatible with where I was going. The voice continued, "You are being prepared for a specific function. You were selected. Stop fighting the clearing. Start accepting the selection." I was shown a vision of the planet, and I saw that thousands of consciousnesses were going through this identical stripping process. They were being systematically separated from the consensus reality, broken open through accelerated challenges, and cleared of all dense attachments so they could be positioned for the 2025 and 2026 transition. I saw that what looked like a personal disaster from the inside was actually a precision operation from the higher perspective. I realized I was not alone. There were hundreds of thousands of us, scattered like sleeper agents waiting for the signal. And most importantly, I was shown my role, to anchor coherence during collective destabilization. My job was not to fix the world. My job was to hold my ground. Every breakdown I had survived, every dark night of the soul, every moment of panic, it had all been a simulation, a test to see if I could maintain my center when the pressure was at maximum, and I had passed. That was why I was still standing. When I emerged from that meditation, my external circumstances had not changed. My life was still in shambles, but internally, everything was different. I had context. I was no longer a victim of bad luck. I was a selected consciousness in training. The isolation was not rejection. It was quarantine for frequency stabilization. The challenges were not punishments. They were the gym for my soul. Over the next year, I dedicated myself to researching this phenomenon, connecting with others who were reporting the exact same symptoms, and receiving further guidance on what this transition entails. Every piece of data confirmed the pattern. The selection is real, the preparation is systematic, and the years 2025 and 2026 are the focal point of human history. I share this story not to talk about myself, but to hold up a mirror for you. You have had this moment. You have had the realization that your struggles were not random. You have felt the suspicion that you are being groomed for something massive. Maybe you dismissed it as a fantasy. Maybe you thought you were just coping with pain. It was not a fantasy. It was an accurate recognition of your quantum selection. You must trust that recognition now more than ever. Your preparation phase is complete. The exams are over. You have graduated. The activation is occurring now because the timeline requires you to step into your role consciously. You can no longer afford the luxury of doubting yourself. The world does not need your doubt. It needs your stability. So, let us get precise. What exactly is this event we are preparing for? What is the 2025-2026 quantum transition? This is not a single day on the calendar. It is an 18-month corridor of accelerated evolution where the collective human consciousness will cross a threshold of no return. We are moving from a separation-based reality dominated by fear and survival to a unity-based reality governed by coherence and connection. We are shifting from a Newtonian worldview where everything is solid, separate, and mechanical to a quantum worldview where we understand that we are creators of our reality, entangled and infinite. This is the most significant evolutionary leap humanity has attempted in recorded history. Why now? Why this specific 18-month window between January 2025 and June 2026? Because the universe operates on cycles, and we are witnessing a convergence of massive cosmic gears clicking into place simultaneously. Astronomical alignments are locking in. The Earth's electromagnetic field is fluctuating and shifting. The collective consciousness is reaching a critical boiling point. Technological singularity is approaching. Dimensional barriers are thinning. When all these cycles intersect, the pressure on the unified field becomes so immense that a sudden reorganization is inevitable. That reorganization is the transition. But here is the critical piece of data that most people miss. During a major collective phase shift, the quantum field requires stability points. It requires anchors. If the entire collective consciousness tries to shift at once without stable reference points, the result is total chaos. It would be like trying to rebuild a bridge while an earthquake is happening. You need pillars that are dug deep into the bedrock, pillars that do not move when the ground shakes. That is you. You are the pillar. You are the anchor. The field calculated the exact number of consciousnesses needed to stabilize this shift. It needed people who had already proven they could handle the high-voltage energy of transformation without blowing a fuse. It needed anchors distributed globally, positioned in specific cities, towns, and rural areas, creating a grid of stability. It needed diverse frequency signatures so that every human being on the planet would be within range of at least one coherent anchor. You met the criteria. Your location, whether you think you chose it or not, is energetically significant. You are exactly where you need to be to hold the line for your specific geographic region. Your role in this transition is surprisingly simple, yet incredibly demanding. Your role is not to run into the streets and preach. Your role is not to convince the skeptics or wake up the sleeping. Your role is to be. Your role is to be a coherent anchor. When you maintain your presence, your stability, and your alignment during the transition, especially during the moments when the news is terrifying and the collective is panicking, your energy field creates a resonance pattern. This pattern acts like a tuning fork. Think of it like this. Imagine a massive earthquake hits a city. Buildings are crumbling, people are running in terror, and the ground is rolling like the ocean. But in the middle of the chaos, there are specific buildings built on bedrock, reinforced with seismic dampeners. They sway, but they do not fall. People who are near those buildings will instinctively run toward them. They will seek the shelter of the structure that is not collapsing. During the quantum transition, the earthquake is not physical. It is energetic and psychological. The collective consciousness will quake with fear, uncertainty, and confusion as old systems dissolve. People will feel their reality crumbling, and unconsciously, their souls will scan the environment for a signal of stability. They will scan for a frequency that is not afraid. They will find you. They will not know why they feel better around you. They will not know why they want to stand near you in the grocery store or why they call you when they are freaking out. They just know that when they are in your field, the shaking stops. You are the solid building. You are the seismic dampener for the human collective. This is why your personal struggles were so intense. The universe had to test your foundation. It had to shake you violently to make sure you wouldn't collapse. Every time you picked yourself up from the floor, every time you rebuilt your life from scratch, you were reinforcing your structural integrity. You were pouring concrete into your spiritual foundation. Now, that foundation is ready to serve. It is not just for you anymore. It is for everyone within the radius of your energy field. You were chosen not for your own benefit, but for the collective benefit. Your coherence is a public service. Your stability allows others to stabilize. Your presence anchors the transition for thousands of consciousnesses you will never meet. People who will pass through your city or your town and be momentarily aligned by the signal you are broadcasting. This is a sacred contract. It is the reason you are alive at this time. Let us move from the abstract to the tangible. Because if you are truly one of the selected anchors for the 2025 and 2026 transition, you are not just thinking about these concepts, you are living them. The evidence is likely already scattered across the landscape of your daily existence, manifesting as symptoms, coincidences, and strange anomalies that you may have previously dismissed as random weirdness or personal instability. These are not glitches, they are system notifications. They are the dashboard lights of your consciousness blinking on to tell you that the upgrade is nearing completion and your capacity to hold the new frequency is coming fully online. We need to go through these indicators with precision. I want you to mentally check these off as we speak, because recognizing them is what locks in the activation. The first undeniable marker is a radical amplification of your emotional sensitivity to the collective field. You have likely noticed that you are no longer just feeling your own emotions. You are processing the emotional weather of the entire planet. Have you had days where a wave of crushing anxiety or profound grief hits you out of nowhere, completely unrelated to the events of your personal life? You might be sitting in a perfectly calm room, your life in order, yet you feel a tsunami of panic or a heavy blanket of sadness. This is not you losing your mind. This is you coming online as a barometer for the collective consciousness. Your energy field is expanding to encompass the collective so that you can begin the work of stabilizing it. To be an anchor, you must be able to feel the storm you are anchoring against. Then, there is the physical recalibration. Your biology is the hardware for this software upgrade, and the hardware is under immense pressure. You are likely experiencing a constellation of physical symptoms that defy medical explanation. You might experience sudden, erratic heart palpitations as your heart chakra widens to accommodate a higher voltage of compassion. You might feel intense pressure in your skull, ringing in your ears that sounds like high-pitched frequencies, or sudden fluctuations in body temperature, freezing cold 1 minute, burning up with internal heat the next. There are days where no amount of sleep can cure your exhaustion because the work is happening on a cellular level. This is the ascension flu, the uncomfortable but necessary process of your carbon-based biology transmuting to hold crystalline frequencies. Consider your relationship with time. Has it begun to dissolve? The linear progression of past, present, and future is collapsing in your perception. Memories from 20 years ago feel as visceral and immediate as if they happened 10 seconds ago. Conversely, you might find yourself remembering the future, sensing possibilities and timelines that haven't happened yet with the same clarity as a memory. This is because the anchor function requires you to stand outside of linear time. You are being trained to navigate the quantum now, where all timelines intersect, which is essential for holding stability when the collective timeline begins to fracture and reorganize. This leads directly to the phenomenon of direct knowing. You are experiencing moments of precognition that go far beyond simple intuition. You simply know things before they manifest. It is not a guess. It is a data download. You know who is calling before the phone rings. You know how an event will play out before it begins. You know the truth of a situation despite what everyone is telling you. This is your consciousness accessing the quantum information field directly, bypassing the linear delay of the rational mind. This is a critical survival tool for the transition, allowing you to anticipate shifts before they hit the physical plane. Furthermore, observe your geography. You may feel an inexplicable magnetic pull to specific locations on the map. It might be a city you have never visited, a mountain range, or even a specific neighborhood. The logic of your life might say, stay here, but your soul is screaming, go there. Alternatively, you might feel a profound sense that you are exactly where you need to be, even if your current location seems unglamorous or temporary. This is the field positioning you on the planetary grid. You are being moved like a chess piece to the exact coordinates where your frequency can provide the maximum structural support during the shift. Look at your social circle. It is likely being ruthlessly reorganized by an invisible hand. This can be painful, but it is automatic. People who cannot hold the resonance of where you are going are simply falling away. Relationships end abruptly, friends drift into silence, and connections that used to feel vital now feel heavy and dissonant. Simultaneously, new people are appearing. Individuals who speak your language, who vibrate at your speed. The field is clustering the anchors. It is disconnecting you from energy drains and plugging you into power sources. Then there are the downloads. Your meditation practice or your sleep state has likely transformed into a reception center for high-density information. You are receiving codes, geometric visualizations, and streams of understanding that you did not learn from any book. These are software updates. Your system is being flooded with the data required for the anchoring phase, ensuring you have the energetic tools necessary before the intensity peaks. Perhaps the most liberating sign is your complete inability to participate in the drama of the old world. You look at the political theater, the celebrity gossip, the outrage cycles of social media, and you feel nothing. You do not feel anger. You do not feel the need to pick a side. You feel a detached neutrality. This is not apathy. It is the wisdom of the eagle watching the mouse. You recognize that those patterns are part of the dissolving world, and investing your precious energy into them is a waste of your fuel. You have already moved on. You may also be noticing the spontaneous activation of latent abilities. Perhaps your hands get hot when you touch someone who is in pain, signaling a healing capacity coming online. Perhaps you are hearing the thoughts of others or seeing energy fields around bodies. Gifts you never trained for are suddenly available. These were always encoded in your DNA, but they are unlocking now because the transition demands that you use them. Ultimately, your very sense of identity is shifting. You are having moments where you no longer feel like John or Sarah, the person with a history and a story. You feel like a vast, formless field of awareness that is temporarily using a body. You are moving from "I am this form" to "I am the field." This is the ultimate anchor state. You cannot stabilize the ocean if you think you are just a drop. You must know you are the water. People around you are likely noticing this, even if they can't explain it. They might tell you that you've changed, that you seem calmer, more solid, or that there is a different vibe about you. They are sensing the expansion of your field before your conscious mind has even fully accepted it. And finally, there is the fact that you are here, right now, absorbing this transmission. The algorithm that brought you to this message is the same intelligence that governs the stars. You found this because you are ready to stop guessing and start knowing. The timing is precise. We must speak about the timeline because there is an urgency here that you need to respect. The window of peak intensity for this quantum transition is not a decade away. It is right in front of us. The curve accelerates dramatically between March 2025 and June 2026. That is the red zone. That is when the collective destabilization will be at its maximum, and that is when the need for anchors will be critical. You do not have time to delay your preparation. You cannot wait until the middle of the storm to build your shelter. You need to be fully activated, grounded, and operational before the peak arrives. This message is your wake-up call from the field saying, "Online, now." So what does it actually mean to be an anchor? We need to strip away the mystical fluff and get down to the mechanics of the job. Being a selected anchor for the 2025-2026 transition involves 3 core responsibilities. These are your operational directives. If you understand these, you understand your purpose. Responsibility number 1, maintain your own coherence at all costs. This is your prime directive. It is non-negotiable. You cannot anchor the collective if you are drifting in the storm yourself. You cannot offer stability if you are fragmented. Your first duty is to your own internal state. This is not selfishness. This is strategic necessity. It is the oxygen mask principle. You must secure your own connection to source before you can assist anyone else. This means your spiritual practice, your grounding, your mental hygiene. These are no longer hobbies. They are job requirements. When you feel yourself getting pulled into fear or anger or confusion, your only job is to return to center. You must become a master of your own frequency. You must guard your peace with the ferocity of a warrior. Because if you lose your center, the network loses a node. Your coherence is the service you provide to the world. Protect it. Responsibility number 2, hold the frequency without trying to fix or save. This is where most empaths fail. You're not here to run around putting out fires. You're not here to drag people kicking and screaming into the new earth. You're not here to be the savior of your family or your friends. The moment you try to fix someone, you are operating from a belief in their brokenness, which lowers your frequency and entangles you in the chaos. Your role is to be a lighthouse. A lighthouse does not run into the ocean to rescue ships. It stands on the rock and shines. It holds its position. It trusts that the ships will see the light and navigate themselves. You must hold the stable frequency of the new reality and trust that others will naturally entangle with your coherence when they are ready. You provide the signal, they make the choice. This requires a profound level of trust and detachment. When you see others spiraling, you do not jump into the hole with them. You stand at the edge, firm and grounded, and you radiate peace. You allow your stability to be the rope they can grab if they choose to, but you do not jump in. This brings us to the third and perhaps most difficult responsibility, which we will explore fully in the next section. But for now, understand this. Your impact is invisible. You are working in the dark room of the soul. You must learn to trust the physics of your own presence. Every time you choose love over fear, every time you choose breath over reaction, you are sending a ripple through the quantum field that stabilizes thousands of people you will never meet. You are a biological frequency tower. The work is internal, but the effect is planetary. We must now confront the third and final responsibility of the anchor, which is often the most agonizing for the human personality to master. You must trust the process even when you cannot see the results. This is the hardest request the field makes of you because your ego is addicted to evidence. The human mind craves validation. It wants to see the receipt for its labor. It wants to know that if it puts in the effort, there will be a tangible reward, a round of applause, or at least a visible shift in the external world. But the work of anchoring is largely invisible. You are operating in the sub-quantum basement of reality. You will likely never meet the thousands of souls who are stabilized by your frequency. You will not receive a thank you card from the collective consciousness for holding your ground when the world was shaking. You will not get a trophy for maintaining your peace while others were losing theirs. You must develop the spiritual maturity to trust that your coherence matters profoundly, even when the surface of reality looks unchanged. This is the test of faith. Can you stand in the dark and hold the light without needing anyone to acknowledge it? Can you serve the evolution of humanity in total anonymity? The ego screams for proof that its efforts are valid, but the quantum field does not operate on the ego's metrics of success. Your resonance is affecting the trajectory of the planet in ways your linear mind cannot compute. You must release your attachment to seeing the outcome. You must measure your success, not by external validation, but by the integrity of your own vibration. Trust that the intelligence that selected you knows exactly where to place you and exactly how to utilize your energy. Your only job is to broadcast the signal. How that signal is received and utilized is the business of the universe. When you integrate these three responsibilities, maintaining your own coherence, holding frequency without trying to fix others, and trusting the invisible impact, you embody the totality of the anchor function. It sounds simple, does it not? But do not mistake simple for easy. The coming months will pressure test your commitment to these principles in ways you cannot yet imagine. The transition of 2025 and 2026 is going to throw everything it has at you to see if you will break. You must expect moments of peak chaos, where the external world seems to lose its mind completely. There will be days when the collective fear spikes to fever pitch, when the systems around you seem to be collapsing, and when the people in your life are fragmenting into panic. These are not signs that something has gone wrong. These are the exact moments you were built for. This is the championship game. The field selected you specifically because you have already proven, through the hell of your own past, that you can hold your center when the pressure is maximum. You have survived the breakdown of your own life. You can certainly survive the reconfiguration of the collective. You know how to do this. The only difference now is that you are doing it consciously, with the full knowledge that your stability is the lifeline for the whole. To support you in this high-pressure environment, you need a protocol. You do not need complex rituals involving crystals and incense, unless those help you. You need a tactical, energetic hygiene practice that you can execute in the trenches of daily life. Here is the prescription. Every single morning, before you engage with the digital world, before you check your phone, before you let the chaos of the day enter your field, take 5 minutes to center yourself. Ground your energy into the earth. Breathe consciously. Visualize your identity shifting from the small separate self to the vast interconnected field. Set your intention with absolute clarity. I hold coherence for myself and for all consciousness within my range. Then go about your day, but carry that frequency with you. When you feel yourself getting hooked by drama, return to that center. When the news tries to terrify you, return to that center. It is a constant game of return. That simple, consistent return to presence fulfills all three responsibilities simultaneously. To seal this commitment, I want you to find one word, just one, that encapsulates your anchor essence. Do not overthink it. Drop into your gut and let the word bubble up. Is it peace? Is it strength? Is it trust? That word is your touchstone. When the storm hits, you hold onto that word like a lifeline. Now, we need to talk about the payoff. Because while this is a service to the collective, consciously accepting your selection as an anchor transforms your personal experience of life in miraculous ways. When you stop fighting your nature and say yes to your function, the friction in your life begins to evaporate. Let us examine the specific benefits that unlock when you accept this role. Benefit number 1 is the rapid alignment of your circumstances. For years, you may have felt like you were swimming upstream, fighting against the current of your own life. That was resistance. When you accept your selection, the field stops needing to push you into position because you are walking there willingly. Suddenly, the chaotic circumstances stabilize. The doors that were slammed in your face swing open. Resources that were choked off begin to flow. This is not a reward for good behavior. It is the physics of least resistance. You are no longer creating drag in the flow of your own destiny. Benefit number 2 is profound clarity of purpose. The existential fog lifts. You stop asking, why am I here? And what is the point of all this? You know the point. You are here to anchor coherence during the shift. This realization recontextualizes everything. Your job, your relationships, your hobbies, they all become vehicles for this primary purpose. The desperate search for meaning ends, replaced by a calm, functional certainty. You know what you are, and you know what you are doing. Benefit number 3 is a massive return of energy. Do you realize how much vitality you have been burning by unconsciously resisting your own power? It takes an immense amount of fuel to pretend to be normal when you are a quantum anchor. It is exhausting to try to fit your multi-dimensional consciousness into a 3-dimensional box. When you stop pretending, when you stop trying to conform to a consensus reality that is too small for you, that energy is liberated. You feel lighter, more vital, more alive. You are not exhausted by the world anymore because you are no longer fighting your own frequency. Benefit number 4 is that synchronicity becomes your everyday reality. The field actively shepherds its anchors. It wants you in the right place at the right time. When you accept the role, you start listening to the guidance. You follow the nudges. You trust the timing. Life stops being a struggle of force and becomes a dance of flow. You find yourself meeting exactly the right person at the right moment, finding the exact piece of information you needed, landing in the perfect situation without striving. You are being navigated by a higher intelligence. Benefit number 5 is the transformation of your relationships. This is the one many people fear, but it is actually a blessing. The people who are incompatible with your anchor frequency will naturally exit your life. There is no drama. They just drift away because there is no energetic hook to keep them there. And in the space they leave, your true tribe appears. The field connects anchors. You will start attracting people who feed your soul rather than drain your battery. You move from a life of social obligation to a life of resonant community. Benefit number 6 is the transmutation of fear into excitement. When you are asleep, the global chaos looks like the end of the world. It is terrifying, but when you are awake to your function, you see the chaos for what it is. The birth pains of a new era. You realize you are not a victim of history. You are a participant in evolution. You stop watching the news with dread and start watching with the eyes of a master, looking for where you can apply your stability. The fear dissolves, replaced by the thrill of being on the front lines of the greatest shift in human history. Benefit number 7 is the natural expansion of your field. You do not have to force this. As you say yes to the role, your energetic reach grows automatically. You become a powerhouse of presence. Your aura extends to cover your home, your neighborhood, your city. You become a walking sanctuary. This expansion feels good. It feels like finally stretching your limbs after being cramped in a tiny box for a lifetime. Benefit number 8 is recognition. You will start to spot the others. You will look into the eyes of a stranger and see the same knowing looking back at you. You will find fellow anchors online, in passing, in unexpected places. The isolation ends. You realize you are part of a vast, distributed network of light. You are not a lone wolf anymore. You are a node in a global grid. Benefit number 9 is deep, abiding peace. This is the ultimate prize. When you know you are exactly where you are supposed to be, doing exactly what you were designed to do, the anxiety about the state of the world evaporates. You can witness the collapse of the old systems without internal collapsing. You can stand in the fire and not be burned. You carry a portable peace that nothing external can disturb. These benefits are the natural side effects of alignment. When you align with the design of your soul, the universe supports you in ways that seem miraculous, but are actually just mechanics. But now we must go deeper. we must peel back the final layer of the onion to reveal the core truth of your existence. This is the revelation that changes the game completely. Are you ready to hear it? You were not chosen randomly. The quantum field did not spin a wheel and land on your name by chance. You are not a draftee in this cosmic army. You are a volunteer. You chose this. Before you were born, before you took your first breath in this physical body, you stood in the timeless dimension of the soul, and you looked at the timeline of Earth. You saw the years 2025 and 2026. You saw the coming storm. You saw the potential for humanity to ascend or to crash. And you made a conscious, sovereign choice. This is the master key that unlocks your power. Most souls incarnate to learn personal lessons, to work out karma, to experience the simple joys and sorrows of being human. But you came with a mission. You are what we call a service-oriented consciousness. You looked at the transition and you said, I will go. I will take a body. I will endure the forgetting. I will suffer the density. I will go down there and I will hold the line. You knew it would be brutal. You knew you would have to undergo intense training. You knew you would be broken open repeatedly so that you could hold more light. You signed the contract. You agreed to the isolation, the confusion, the pain, because you knew that those experiences were the only way to forge the steel necessary to be an anchor. You were not a victim of your life circumstances. You were the architect of them. You designed the curriculum of your own suffering because you knew exactly what kind of strength you would need for this moment. Let that sink in. The quantum field accepted your application. It honored your volunteer status by giving you exactly the life you needed to prepare you. Every tear you cried was part of the training you asked for. Deep down, in the silent caverns of your being, you already know this. You have always felt that sense of mission, that nagging feeling that there was something you were supposed to do, something important. That was not your ego talking. That was the echo of your pre-incarnation vow. The forgetting was necessary. You had to forget who you were so you could authentically experience the human condition, so you could integrate the shadow, so you could build empathy. But the time for forgetting is over. The alarm clock is ringing. You are waking up to the memory of your own choice. This changes everything, does it not? If you were forced into this role, you might feel resentment. You might feel like a pawn. But if you chose it, if you fought for the privilege to be here right now, then there is no room for victimhood. There is only the fierce dignity of a soul fulfilling its promise. You are not being punished by the intensity of these times. You are being utilized. You are fulfilling the commitment you made to yourself and to the collective evolution of this species. The expanded version of you, the one who made this choice outside of time, knew you could handle it. That version of you had the full perspective. It knew your strength. It knew you would make it to this point. It knew you would be reading these words right now. Trust that higher version of yourself. You made a wise decision. The preparation phase was successful. You are positioned correctly. The capacity is online. And now, the transition you volunteered to anchor is knocking at the door. All that remains is for you to fully remember and embody the truth of who you are. You are an anchor. You are a volunteer. You are ready. Now we arrive at the absolute core of the mission, the mechanical reality of why you are here, and how the success of the 2025 and 2026 quantum transition depends directly on your energetic signature. This is not about spiritual vanity or believing you are better than others. This is about the physics of consciousness. The collective human field operates like a massive interference pattern. When individual waves of consciousness are scattered, fearful and chaotic, they cancel each other out, creating a fragmented and weak reality field. This is the state of incoherence. But when individual waves align, when they vibrate in unison with clarity and stability, they amplify each other. They create a constructive interference pattern that forms a robust, unbreakable field of potential. This is coherence. In normal historical periods, collective incoherence is manageable because the reality structures are relatively solid. But during a phase shift, like the one we are entering, where the old structures are turning to liquid, the collective coherence, or lack thereof, determines the shape of the future. If the transition hits and there are not enough stable anchor points, the collective fear spirals into chaos and the timeline fragments. The evolution gets delayed. The new Earth struggles to be born. But if the selected anchors, that means you, maintain your standing wave of stability during the peak pressure, the collective field has a blueprint to reorganize around. The chaos does not spiral, it restructures. The transition succeeds. Do you understand the gravity of this? You are not just one person trying to get through the day. You are a biological tuning fork. If you hold your note, the discordant frequencies around you eventually tune to your pitch. If you waver and drop your frequency to match the chaos, the song is lost. The universe has calculated the precise number of anchors required to secure this timeline. You are part of that calculation. If you fragment, the network weakens. If you hold, the network amplifies. You are an essential node in a planetary safety net. So, how do you ensure you fulfill this function? You need a protocol. You cannot rely on good intentions alone. You need a tactical, energetic practice that keeps your frequency locked in, regardless of what the news cycle is screaming. This is your operational manual for the next 18 months. You are to execute this protocol 3 times daily, morning, midday, and evening. It takes less than 2 minutes, but it must become as non-negotiable as breathing. Do not skip this. Your coherence depends on this consistency. Here is the anchor protocol. Step 1. Ground into the earth. Close your eyes and drop your awareness to the base of your spine. Do not just imagine it, feel it. Visualize a thick, luminous root of energy extending from your body, piercing through the floor, through the foundation of the building, and driving deep into the crust of the planet. Feel it hook into the iron core of Gaia. Draw that stability up into your body. Say to yourself with absolute authority, I am grounded, I am stable, I am the Earth's anchor. Feel the solidity of the planet supporting you. You are immovable. Step 2. Open to the cosmos. Shift your attention immediately to the crown of your head. Visualize a column of crystalline white light shooting upward, breaking through the atmosphere, past the stars, and connecting directly to the galactic center, the source of all intelligence. Feel that cosmic voltage pouring down through your crown, illuminating your spine. Say to yourself, I am open, I am receiving, I am the cosmic anchor. You are now a bridge between the sky and the earth. Step 3. Expand the field. This is critical. Using your breath, push your energetic boundaries outward. Do not keep your energy tight against your skin. Push it out to fill the room, then the house, then the neighborhood. Visualize a sphere of golden coherent light surrounding you. Say to yourself, my field holds coherence for all consciousness within range. Command the space. You are not shrinking, you are occupying your territory. Step 4. Declare the function. You must inform your cells of their job. State your mission clearly in the silence of your mind. I am a selected anchor for the 2025-2026 quantum transition. I maintain coherence regardless of chaos. I serve through being. I trust the process. Feel the truth of that statement settling into your bones. You are not asking for permission, you are reporting for duty. Step 5. Feel the network. Finally, sense the others. You are not doing this alone. Visualize a web of light lighting up across the globe. Thousands of other anchors doing this exact same work in their own time zones. Feel the pulse of the grid. Connect your heart to theirs. Say to yourself, I am one anchor in the network. Together we hold the transition. That is it. 5 steps, 2 minutes, 3 times a day. Mark it in your calendar. Set alarms on your phone. If you want proof that this works, treat it like a scientific experiment. Track the global events and track your internal state. Notice that on the days you commit to the practice, the external world seems less threatening. The people around you are less reactive. The traffic flows better. The bad news doesn't stick to you. That is not a coincidence. That is your anchor function operating. You are literally stabilizing your sector of reality. The days of passive spirituality are over. We are in the active phase now. The training wheels are off. You volunteered for this because you knew you could do it, and now the moment is here to prove it. You have the tools, you have the capacity, you have the support of the entire universe behind you. The only variable left is your choice. Will you show up? I want you to solidify this commitment right now. I want you to go into the comments section below and write just one word. Do not overthink it. Do not try to be clever. Drop into that deep silence we just created and let a single word bubble up from your soul. That word is your signature. That word is your code. It might be trust, ready, steady, light, or anchor. Whatever it is, declare it publicly. By writing it down, you are physically grounding your intention into the material plane. You are signing your name on the roster of active agents. When the transition gets intense in the coming months, you will remember that word and it will snap you back into alignment instantly. This channel is your base of operations. We are going to be navigating this 18-month window together. Every video released here is designed to be a transmission, a frequency adjustment to help you stay on track as the energies intensify. You need a steady stream of high-fidelity data to counter the noise of the collective. And that is exactly what we provide here. You are not meant to do this in isolation. You are part of a team. So, here is your final instruction for this transmission. If you are truly ready to expand your consciousness and step into your next quantum leap, if you are ready to accept the mantle of leadership that your soul chose before birth, then subscribe now. Do not let this connection fade. Click the notification bell so you receive the signal every time a new transmission is broadcast. Leave your one-word comment below to seal your activation. And most importantly, share this message with someone who is ready to awaken. There are other sleepers out there, other anchors who are still confused, still thinking they are broken, still waiting for the sign. You might be the one to wake them up. You might be the catalyst that brings another node of the network online. The video appearing on your screen right now is not random. It is the next step in your curriculum. The field has curated it specifically for you to deepen your understanding and strengthen your field. Click it, watch it, let the activation continue. You are not the same person who started reading this message. You are awake. You are remembered. You are chosen. You are the anchor. The transition is here. The network is waiting. Your function is clear. Hold the line. Trust the process. Serve through being. You were made for this. Now go and fulfill the promise you made to yourself.